Russian village on Atlantic? What the hell is it? What's up? I'm Kova and I'm Russian, and this is my project, fully dedicated to contemporary Russian culture, cinema and music. Forget about boring lecture, dusty history textbooks and old stereotypes. We are not here to break down the old classics that everyone already knows. Our goal is to discover new legends that are making history right now. Today's Russian is a place where grayness and cold blend with feelings to create something that keeps you warm. It's a place where people take the familiar but repaint it, so it becomes unrecognizable. It's a place where you know their work, but don't even know their nationality. We are not media outlet. We are just one person who wants to show the true face of the country and its culture, to reveal hidden meanings. We speak the same language as the language is. Pop code. Welcome, this is Culture Code. The guys in this video weren't picked by accident. Their music is the ultimate mix of absurdity, killer humor and pure genius. But the main thing is, this is probably the most unique Russian thing you can find in our rap scene today. These guys managed to do the impossible. They took the raw vibe of a deep Russian village, perfectly blended it with classic American Atlantic trap, and topped this crazy mix with the sound of homegrown balalaika. Sounds crazy? Well, it blew up. The guys made a history breakthroughs and officially became part of the legendary global label Atlantic Records. The irony of fate is that they are now published on the same platform as the stars whose music they originally used as a foundation for their sound. Their influence is growing like an avalanche. Just recently, the guys cooked a powerful track together with Gucci Mane himself, Glue and Lil Naku. Remember this name? By the way, Lil Naku used to go by Lil Naku, but dumb laws and heavy censorship forced him to tweak his name. Now he officially goes by Lil Naku. It all started in the small town of Murom, cold, distant, ancient, and typical deep province. A small town, placed at first glance, it was right here, among centuries-old landscape and thick forest. The two homies, Sanya and Igor, decided to take a creative path that seemed crazy at first. During an experiment, the guys asked themselves ambitious questions. What happens if you cross authentic Russian flavor with the mass classic Western sound? They took a lively, soul-tearing bayan and literally built it into a heavy, pumping 88 trap beat. That's how their first track was born, under the loud title Svek Narodny, which translates like Nation Svek. Despite the loud name, this track didn't become some incredible hit, just local views on TikTok, a few thousand views in religion communities, but nothing more. However, this first solid step gives the guys the most simple things. Clear understanding that people like this style, as the 90 is wide open. Igor and Sanya didn't even think about give up on the crazy idea. The guys decided to go further and tune the volume of absurdity to the max, originality and humor up to the max also, and of course, seasoned it all with some homemade vodka. They started actively hyping and promoting their next single titled Bragit by Bidona. TikTok became the main platform and the visuals moved to the countryside totally. The imaginary stuck in everyone's memories. The classic atmosphere of a remote village, wooden fences, a bayan, a traditional grandpa-style shapka-ushanka, valenki, banya, and 100% Russian swag mixed with absurdity. Success came, and its secret was hidden in the details and a massive contrast. All this village aesthetic sat on top of a very high-quality, pumping and Atlantic trap beat, which everyone knows as too well. Nobody expected or had ever seen such an explosion combination. It was a real culture shock, tugging at the finest strings on the balalaika, in the soul of a Russian person. The lyrics were unforgettable. It genuinely felt like they were written by your village content. The body who is making moonshine in the shed right now, preparing the banka, and a visual ring and massive gold chain the size of the North Caucasus. Wild, ironic, and insanely stylish. This was the first hammer blow to the industry. When the flywheel of hype was already spinning, chance and powerful viral factors stepped in. Almost immediately, internet users noticed very funny details, a striking resemblance to the highly popular blogger Paradevich. At first, everyone in the comments just lauded at it, hundreds of local jokes, memes and comparisons. But the climax of the story happened on the mega popular YouTube show Guess the Real Rapper, created by the blogger Xa. As part of the show, Paradevich adopted a cover story to try and fool the audience. He walked it out to the consensus disgusting as a simple village guy writing about an ordinary village day, which is totally who Gorilla Glue was. Not a bad PR boost for the small artist, do you think so? Naturally, after the massive viral success of Bracket by Bidona, the boys had no incentive of showing down. They rode the wave, got a taste for it, and keep pumping out new material non-stop. But the brutal reality of the music industry is that keeping a picky audience for a minute there, the new tracks and sound experiment just couldn't smash through the algorithmic wall, reaching only the hardcore local fanbase. Sure, they built a core following fast, and people were dying for their debut album, but absolutely nobody saw what's coming with this release, or the massive shockwave it would send through the whole scene. It was a twist that literally no one couldn't have predicted. The boys made a K, and as time showed, genius decided. They didn't start running after big producer looking for a pro and decided to completely keep their unique homegrown image. Sunny and Igor weren't going to submissively wait for favors from big labels, instead they took the most direct, honest and sincere path to connect with their audience. The guys simply turned on live stream, on TikTok, set up some simple equipment and started making history in real life. Right, in front of thousands of amazed viewers. Absolutely without any hype, without specs and studios, and without tips from famous ghostwriters. Everything happened in a normal home environment, into a mass standard budget mic. Right there, in that raw, basement-style, creative atmosphere, the legendary tech Whoopa came to life. The lively energy of the stream, the crazy humor, and the massive hiding beat did the trick. It was textbook internet miracles. Somehow. This stream and the clips from it smashed through the algorithms, not just at home, but flying straight into the western internet trends, and Whoopa became the new meme. Music literally breaks language barriers. Their wild style caught attention in the US. This was the turning point that proved provincial Russian trap can rock stadiums on the other side of the world. And after that, the dam completely broke. The album, titled Russian Trap House, finally officially came out. The record industry turns into such a fascinating, massive and solid hit that ignores the phenomenon on the global level becomes simply impossible. But in Russia, it has become some unbelievable banger. The album shows pretty good result, but in the West, it becomes way more popular than at home. Its combination of wild energy, authentic Slavic motifs, and a flawless, dirty Western sound. This is exactly what locks this duo in the sum of the best freshmen. But then something crazy happens. The hype gets so huge that the bosses of the legendary American giant Atlantic Records reach out to the guys from Murom, the exact label home to the global stars who inspired Sunny and Igor in the first place. Signing an official deal with a major label like that felt like a pure safe fight for independent Russian kids. But it became reality, and that collab with Gucci Mane wasn't paid or sponsored like it usually happens in Russia. It happened in pure because the music is fire, making a move like this feel totally natural. The guys landed in Forbes and started conquering the West. Using the real Russian language and their hometown vibes, they hit the global stage, even if they stay underrated back home, remaining just country boys to many. Big name beatmakers are dying to work with them. This guy's nature becomes a synonym for culture core. Right now, a brand new, massive chapter begins for Gorilla Glue and Lil Naku. It's being written right in front of us, tearing down every border in a modern music and across oceans. And just like that, the main face of Russia in the West today aren't major labels, big flexing, billion-dollar deals, or a luxury lifestyle. It's a banya, samagon, agarot и балалайка. Everything closer to a Russian soul came together, culture and American vibe, and won over heads. Not just in Russia, but in the States too. This was a culture card. See ya!